Hey everyone, Kyle once again. Welcome back to the next movie review, and finally again to get to review this series, another series that I've been long wanting to review. And it's as for the first one, nothing but just a classic, an all-time classic for me. I love this film to death. Now, people say that the second film is the best in the series. Understandable though, but to me, I always thought the first one was always the best and always has. But nonetheless, though, I finally get around to reviewing the all-time classic of the Terminator from 1984, starring Arnold Schwarzenegger. This is the special edition. It has brand new other voices, documentary with new James Cameron interviews, Terminator retrospective documentary, Terminator deleted scenes with James Cameron audio commentary. So, but yeah. But the Terminator from 1984. What more can I say that has been said about this film over the years? It's a classic, nothing but a classic. And I still think this is still the first film is to me is still the best in the series. Now, like I said, Terminator 2 is still also a classic as well. A lot of people think it's still is the best in the series, but I like Terminator 2, but the first one I still think is the best. Now, why? Because first of all, I like the fact this was more of a horror slasher film in a way. Just how the atmosphere of the movie, how the way it looks, the darkness, the tone of it, it resided more as a horror film to me, and a slasher film as well. Now, directed by James Cameron. Now, people can say this is like the real first movie he did, because technically the first one we did was Piranha 2: The Spawning, but because this is like the real first debut for director James Cameron. But if you want to technically say it's Piranha 2: The Spawning, though, but still, but James Cameron back even with Terminator 2. This is back when James Cameron. Well, this is what launched his career, yes, but it was still back when he was worth a shit. I mean, the last good film to me he really did was True Lies, 1994. I'm not a fan of Titanic, and obviously, I'm not a fan of the Avatar movies. To me, True Lies was the last good film that he did. Because I love the Terminator. I enjoy Terminator 2, which I have right here. Terminator 2. I mean, I enjoy The Abyss. That's another good one I enjoy. I love Aliens. One of the best sequels of all time, and also I will put also as one of my favorites list of favorite films of all time. I love Aliens to death. So the Abyss, Aliens, Terminator 1 and 2, True Lies. I love True Lies. And then of course Arnold Schwarzenegger as the Terminator. It's what back then. This is what launched his career. And why I think I like his performance as the T what was it, the T-100 or T-100, yeah. Was because there's the T-1000, that's Robert Patrick in the second film. But why I think I enjoyed his performance more than the T2, though, because the Terminator was a Terminator that was a robot, no emotions, because just the way with Arnold's facial expressions in this film, just look at that cold killer demeanor that he gives, especially when when you see him when he's driving the car, when he's moving his head with that just cold, emotionless expression he has, This is what the Terminator does. What the Terminator does, he terminates people. Yes, he's a good guy in the second film, but of course he would never play this type of Terminator again because there has to be a good guy in all the rest of the movies, right? This is why I like the one thing I like more. This Terminator was basically the slasher of this movie, of a horror film, right? And he would just go to just taking people out left and right, and like when up until when we first to see him, he approached these three punks. One of them is Bill Paxton. Rest in peace, Bill Paxton. You see me when he has that spiky blue hair, I miss Bill Paxton, Rest in peace to him. And the other punk is Brian Thompson. Brian Thompson would be the bad guy in Cobra with Sylvester Stallone. He was also one of the bad guys in The Vampires in Fright Night Part 2. He's been of course that bad guy. What was the name? In Mortal Kombat Annihilation. Yeah, Mortal Kombat Annihilation. That piece of garbage, though. But he's the main one that showed up at the end of the first film. But that's Brian Thompson. And they would, of course, with naked Arnold, just everything hanging out, right? Tells him he needs his clothes. Goes and punches a hole right through Brian Thompson, Your clothes, now. just back when it was like with Lisa the Boost is so brutal and just so brutal, Just boom, punches a hole right through Brian Thompson. And then he starts to terminate. He's in the future of 2029. The Terminator's been sent back through time to kill Sarah Connor, because everyone knows the story about this, right? But still, I'll tell it anyway. Because in the future, you have Sarah Connor's son, John Connor. He's the last hope of humankind, the leader of the resistance to save humanity from Skynet. Skynet is what took over all the machines, launched the war against the humans. So a Terminator's been sent back through time to eliminate Sarah Connor before John Connor was born in the year 1984. The very low budget, how the future looks, given its low budget, and also the effects of the Terminators, Of course, well done, excellent effects by Stan Winston. That's one big positive, even with the use of stop motion and other good practical effects by Stan Winston. Very well done effects. But given for the low budget they had, still made it worked. But just how the way the future looks, how the apocalyptic future looks in 2029 is still pretty good looking. Even with some of the effects of the animation, how the way the lightning, when the show's like sparkling light, the sparks of the lightning, how the way it looks, like when the Terminator first appears in that glass sphere and all the lightning starts crackling, the animation of those, I thought it looks, for the time it was pretty good as well. And then we also have Michael Biehn. Michael Biehn as Kyle Reese. He's also been sent back through time to help save Sarah Connor, played by Linda Hamilton. Linda Hamilton, she did an excellent job, just being just an ordinary woman, right? Not unlike if it was today's age, to be one of those teeny bopper type models or whatever, right? But Linda Hamilton, she's just an ordinary lady. No fighting skills whatsoever, like how it was, but just an ordinary woman. And Michael Biehn trying to save her, so they get in order to save the future. And then also, yes, you could also, as the whole big plot, the whole big plot hole is people still bring up nowadays how John Connor was born, because Kyle Reese is the father, right? I mean, the whole thing, how does all that whole plot hole of that, how does that work, right? But And even with the back when they showed it in the future, when Kyle Reese was holding that photo of Sarah Connor before it got burned, right? I mean, yes, you can still make the argument of that whole plot hole, right? Oh, even though since I love the film, so much, though I can forgive that plot hole, okay? But and of course, really enough though, Kyle Reese, Michael Bihn's character of Kyle Reese. That was the reason why my mom decided to name me. Yeah, so I was named after Kyle Reese because my mom, when she first saw Terminator, right? She liked the name. She looked at the character in Terminator and she likes the name Kyle, and that's why she gave him that name for me. So yes, I was named after. Yes, my mom really literally named me after Kyle Reese. Yeah, it's the truth. That's what my mom that's what my mom told me. Yes, when she first saw Michael Bihn's character and she liked the name Kyle. That's why she decided to name me after that. So that was nice. But hey, because I love the film, hey, that's basically what I was named after. Yep, that's the truth. So, but all of them all the actors, they played their roles excellently. I enjoyed all of them, and Michael Bihn's character, you buy what he says when he's trying to tell Linda Hamilton, about the Terminator. It can't be bargained with. It can't be reasoned with. He will keep on fighting you until he kills you. And you bought what he really means, Yeah, because of course, when Linda Hamilton first sees him, he's just talking like a crazy person, of course, though, because from the future, who doesn't believe all that stuff, right? Of course, that's when he gets brought to the police station. Of course, the crazy this dumb psychiatrist, I forgot the guy's name, but I've seen him before too. He appeared also in the second film and the cameo in the third film as well. Of course, he's just a crazy, And of course, among other cast members, well, you have Lance Henriksen, which is always an actor I always enjoy. I always enjoy Lance Henriksen. Of course, James Cameron used him, of course, in Piranha 2: The Spawning. Yes, he was in that too. Later, and of course, as Bishop in Aliens. And then you also have he plays a cop, and you have also Paul Winfield, who also plays a cop. Paul Winfield, I remember also growing up, he was in Dennis the Menace. He was the sheriff of the town. But he's been in a couple other films I remember seeing him in. Sadly, he passed away years ago, so. But I like Paul Winfield. He was another cop as well. You have Dick Miller in a cameo in this film as well. Dick Miller, of course, when director Joe Dante used him pretty much in all his movies, from Piranha, Small Soldiers, Gremlins. So Dick Miller, he's a guy who goes where Arnold goes to the gun store, asks some guns, and then just without paying, of course, Arnold goes and straight up shoots him. Dick Miller. Yeah, so yeah, it was hey, it's Dick Miller that director Joe Dante uses pretty much all of his movies. And we have like the whole horror element of of just Arnold just killing people, because he's going through the phone book, looking at all the Sarah Connors, taking all of them out, just straight up shooting, not just one time, but just keeps on falling, bang, 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 to this one Sarah Connor. And it shows this Terminator does not mess around, even when he kills Linda Hamilton's friends, like her friend's boyfriend in the bed, just throwing him around, tossing him through the door, and then with her friend Sarah's friend, Arnold goes and shoots her in the back, and then a couple more times. I mean, this is what we see in a horror slasher film. This guy just killing people out, taking people out. and especially and shows more of it why it's a horror film, because then especially when it's dark tone atmosphere, when he takes out all the cops in the police station, but then Kyle Reese, she goes and shoots back at the Terminator when Arnold finds Linda Hamilton in this club, and Michael Biehn shooting back, and this is when he tries to tell her about the Terminator. It's a robot under living tissue. He goes and tells her, before Arnold, it was Michael Biehn who tells her, "Come with me if you want to live." He's the one who says it first, not Arnold. Come with me if you want to live. And so, and then of course you have the good chase scene where first one for where Arnold's in the police car, and of course you get that, like I said, you said that that deadpan killer look that Arnold gives, which is I liked about the Arnold's Terminator, in the first movie. And you just said that just scanning through, I just like this whole look and presence as the Terminator in this one. Compared to the second film, yes, but so I just liked how his Terminator was, because it was just a cold-blooded killer. That's what it was. This Terminator was a cold-blooded. Yeah, it's a robot, but no emotions. Yes, but it was a cold-blooded killer nonetheless. That's why I liked about that Terminator, and I missed that Arnold Terminator though. I mean, it's in the second film more he's a good guy, and John Carter's trying to teach him more, what's to be more human though. But then he gets stupid shit like in Terminator 3 with the whole talk to the hand, or Terminator Genesis, or Mugshot. That's when the Terminator became a joke. Stupid, Oh yeah, and speaking of more of a joke and more insults, when the Terminator first appeared, right? Oh, that Terminator gets taken out like in 30 seconds in Terminator Genesis. I'm like, that's a big insult. Before it gets the clothes from Bill Paxton and Brian Thompson, yeah, that Terminator gets terminated in 30 seconds by Sarah Connor with just a simple sniper to the face. Yeah, Terminator Genesis. Yeah, okay, that's another insult right there. Fuck Terminator Genesis. That's a piece of shit, and kiss my ass. And so after when Michael Biehn is arrested, that's when you get the Arnold Schwarzenegger, now you do get the one iffy the practical effects by Stan Winston for the most part is spot on, well done for both the makeup effects on Arnold, even the stop motion animation of the robot itself, right? But then you get the scene where Arnold takes the eye out, and you see the glowing eye, right? And you see like obvious fake head of Arnold, right, when it shows the eye, right, the glowing eye, and the head's jerking or twitching, right? Yes, I will give it that one effect right there. It doesn't hold up. It's obviously fake Arnold. Yes, I will give it that. It is a pretty as effect that does not hold up today. Yes. So the whole scene where he's taking out the eye, and you see the glowing eye, and you see the fake Arnold model look just jerking like this, right? I will give it that. That's one effect I will still say that is still pretty bad. Doesn't hold up today, alright? So if anyone asks me, yes, I will give it that scene right there. But then the rest of it is when he puts the glasses on, and then just goes and just kills, massacres everybody in that police station. Which, it is, to me, that's been the best police station massacre until I saw Malignant. I mean, the third act in Malignant was absolutely insane with the whole police station. I mean, yeah, Maniac Cop 2 also did that same thing too, though. I mean, I like Maniac Cop 2. That scene was good too, though. But Malignant just took it to the whole new level, So yeah, but I would say that that's been the best police station massacre since Terminator, though. Although I like Maniac Cop 2's scene though, but Malignant was way better. Just how Gabriel just taking out all the cops, just stabbing people, cutting people's arms off left and right, and breaking bones and all that, gouging people's eyes out, and just ripping throats out and just smashing skulls. Completely insane, crazy scene. So yeah, that's been. So after that, all the cops get killed. Lance Henriksen, Paul Winfield, they get shot, and Michael Biehn gets Linda Hamilton out of there. They find a place to hide, and that's of course when they do the deed. Of course, that's how John Connor's born. Yes, I get this, the whole plot hole of that. But I'm willing to forgive it though, even though he had the photo of who was she in the future though before I got burned. Yes. And even before the whole massacre started, he's at the front. Arnold's at the front desk, and of course he says the famous line, "I'll be back." Of course, that's a line which to me I think it's used so much nowadays. To me, it ruins the classic line for me. But still a classic line nonetheless, though. "I'll be back." Before he goes and drives the truck right through the front door. And of course, another funny line where he's sitting right at this in a room where the guys knock on the door and goes and says, "Fuck you, asshole," finding the right line to say. And then you get the great chase scene where he's he gets a gas tanker, and Arnold's saying, "Get out." And then Michael Biehn is throwing pipe bombs, and he gets shot. Puts one in the gas tank and blows it up. Then he gets that's where you get the famous great effects, mixture of stop motion and practical up close effects of the robot itself, well done by Stan Winston. Really well done effects. That leads to the factory where Michael Biehn, sadly, he sacrificed himself. He blows the thing up in half, though, but still alive, though, but sadly he dies. Sad to say. And then leading to where Linda Hamilton, she crushes the thing to death, just says, "You're Terminator, fucker." Just coolly just crushes it. And then it leads to sometime later when she's pregnant, and then she gets at this gas station where she gets her photo taken, that photograph. And she's getting told that there's a storm coming. She says she knows. So then she's just driving off towards where the stormy clouds are in the distance. So yeah, so I love this film to death. It's always been my favorite of the series, because like I said, I like how the atmosphere, the look of the film, dark and gritty, just makes it's to me, yes, it's a horror slash film for me. That's one thing. It's a horror film and a slasher film. Arnold's performance as the Terminator, when we first see him, just this cold-blooded killer Terminator, doesn't give two fucks about anything. Just kills people, cold-blooded like a slasher film. Just with the whole police massacre, or where the people we've seen he killed, or we know with Linda Hamilton's her friends, and the well done, excellent effects by Stan Winston. Yes, like I said, but the whole because our must have blanked out though. But the whole thing when he when Arnold pulls out the eye, right? Pulls out the whole eye out. Yes, you can still see the whole obviously fake looking Arnold's head when we see the glowing eye, and the whole head is twitching and jerking, right? Yes, I will still say, yes, that's the one effect I will still say that does not hold up today. Yes, it does. It's still a pretty bad effect. I will give it that, though. Other than that one effect where we see him before he puts the glasses on, It's still not a good effect. It still doesn't hold up today. But the rest of the effects, though, is still by Stan Winston, is still very well done. Even where, when he pulls up the sleeve and cuts open the arm, you can still see the wires and stuff when it's moving, Still well done effects. And Arnold Schwarzenegger, he was perfect as the Terminator. Although it'd been weird if we saw O.J. Simpson. I mean, it's been totally weird. But Arnold as Terminator was perfect, excellent. Linda Hamilton, she did a wonderful job as Sarah Connor. Michael Biehn was excellent as Kyle Reese. I mean, yeah, it was nice to see Paul. It was nice that Paul Winfield and Lance Henriksen were in it as well. They were still fine for what they did, for what they were given. Even all this on a low budget, for what they're given to work with, it still looked really well done. Just how, even for low budget, how the way the future looks in 2029. Everything is just gone, basically rubble, and just the people are just trying to survive, trying to fight the machines. Just how the way the future looks, even with a low budget, looked really well done. And James Cameron did a wonderful job with this film. It was also along with him and who wrote the film with him. He wrote the film, but also along with Gail Ann Hurd, and which Gail Ann Hurd also produced as well. Together they did a really wonderful job. The great score, excellent score by Brad Fiedel. Wonderful score. I love the score by Brad Fiedel. Just first, that first do with Arnold approaching, do, and just the rest of the score, just excellent. The score in the second film was good. It was really good too, though. But just give more of a horror vibe to it. So I pretty much love everything about this movie. It's it's classic nonetheless. And let's say 100% on Rotten, still has 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. I think deservedly so. Has an 8.1 on IMDb. And of course, when it did fairly well at the box office when it came out, though. But it was huge on home video. Back when Blockbuster was around, right? Yeah, but it was huge on home video rentals. And so, and basically also this is 1984, so it makes it 40 years. So it's 84, so 94, 2004, 2020, 2014, and 40 years. Can't believe it, yeah. 40 years ago since this came out. So yeah, 40th anniversary, yeah. The Terminator is still an all-time classic. I love the film to death. It's still always been my favorite of the series. What can I say? But like I said, Linda Hamilton, Michael Biehn, Arnold himself, they were just the best, And yeah, like I said, this is what Michael Biehn's Kyle Reese. That's what my mom named me after, Because when she saw the film, she likes the name Kyle, and that's what she named me. So yes, I was named after Kyle Reese in this. No joke, I'm just saying. No joke. You don't believe me? You can ask me. You can even ask my mother. But yeah, Terminator, all-time classic. Still love the film to death. I would say yes, an all-time masterpiece. I would say in my book it is. In my book. Definitely give it. I'll hold this. I'll give it 2 thumbs up. So yeah, love the film, and so thanks for watching, and stay tuned. We'll get to the next classic of the series of Terminator 2. 40 years later, it is still a kick-ass movie, horror movie. To me, a kick-ass horror film. In my book, it is. Horror slasher film. So this is what James Cameron back then. This was back when James Cameron went back when he was worth a shit, Unlike today, sad to say. For me, though, in my opinion, People like the Avatar movies. People still like Titanic. To each their own, but still, I'm sure still people will say that Terminator is still great nonetheless. Because this is the film what set a whole franchise with this film and then T2 and then the rest of the. Sadly, say the sequels, the rest of the sequels, no. But anyway, thanks for watching. Stay tuned for Terminator 2, and we'll see you next time. Later.